All righty, it says I'm live. Good morning and welcome to December 24th. December 24th is the 358th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 359th in leap years, with 7 days remaining to the end of the year. Wow. Today's word is Hyperborean. Hyperborean can be used as a noun that means an inhabitant of the extreme north. It can also be used as an adjective that means relating to the extreme north. This word comes to us from Greek mythology, where the Hyperboreai were a people who lived in a northern paradise of perpetual sunshine beyond the reaches of the god of the north wind. Today, we just think of it having to do with things of the very far north, Arctic Circle like that. I'd like to take a moment to mention that links to my research are included in the show notes. There's a couple of extra links there today for you also. Go ahead and click that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with others. There's also a link in the show notes to my This Day in History playlist, and I'll also put a link in the iCards above. And with that, we're going to start with the birthday of the Roman Emperor Galba, born December 24th in the year 3 BC. His name has come up before on this show because he was the first emperor in the year of 4 emperors. Galba lived to the age of 70. Oh, Napoleon Bonaparte. A significant character in the French Revolutionary Wars, he became powerful, influential. Seems he might have been one of those love him or hate him guys. In 1800, there were a couple of assassination plots by different groups, actually. One in October and the other in December, and then there was yet another one after this one. But it was on this day, December 24th of 1800, that the second plot was attempted and failed. Napoleon and his wife were on their way to the opera and narrowly escaped this attempt, but it was such an over-the-top attempt to assassinate him that 5 people were killed and 26 others injured. Again, there were actually 2 different groups behind these various assassination attempts in 1800, but I think he thought it was just one particular group, and he was furious. He went after them pretty hard. He actually used the assassination attempts to justify the creation of an imperial system based on the Roman model. In other words, he wanted to establish an empire and be the emperor of that empire. He actually put it to a vote, and people thought it was a great idea. So they overwhelmingly elected him emperor, and not only did those assassination attempts, and that one in particular, not only did it fail, but it actually had the opposite effect. Instead of getting rid of Napoleon, it was a catalyst to put him into even greater power. That power didn't last forever, but that's another story for another day. This is the birthday of Kit Carson, born December 24th, 1809. He was a fur trapper, wilderness guide, Indian agent, and U.S. Army officer. He's known for his part in opening the American West to European settlement, and I guess people found his life interesting while he was even still alive. They wrote news articles and biographies and dime novels about his adventures. Carson City, Nevada is named after Kit Carson. He lived to the age of 58. On December 24th, 1914, representatives of the United Kingdom and the United States signed a document called the Treaty of Ghent, which officially ended the War of 1812. This is the birthday of Howard Hughes, born December 24th, 1905. He was an engineer, pilot, film director, philanthropist, formed the Hughes Aircraft Company in 1932. Later in life, he became known for his eccentric behavior and reclusive lifestyle. Howard Hughes lived to the age of 70. The Christmas Truce of World War I began on December 24th, 1914. This was a series of unofficial, widespread ceasefires, just spontaneous ceasefires along the Western Front. And those young men came out and met each other and treated each other like human beings. I don't think it lasted forever, but it probably gave them a different way to think about the enemy. Albania became a republic on December 24th, 1924. On Christmas Eve in 1929, oh my goodness, there was a 4-alarm fire in the West Wing of the White House. The worst fire since the British had tried to burn down the Executive Mansion 115 years earlier. President and First Lady Hoover were hosting a Christmas party when they got word. President Hoover and his men went up to see what they could do to save documents and papers and try to help put the fire out. It was pretty big, 4-alarm. And the First Lady quietly and calmly carried on, entertaining the children in the party there. The children had no idea that there was any big trouble going on. The executive offices were heavily damaged. The White House press room was ruined. It's thought that either a problem with the chimney, ventilation, or some faulty wiring and the electricity had overheated and caught some pamphlets in the attic to catch fire. There's a special link in the show notes about this story if you want more information. An event known as Britain's Roswell began on December 24th, 1980. Witnesses reported the first of several sightings of unexplained lights near RAF Woodbridge in Rendlesham Forest, Suffolk, England. There's also a link to more information about that story as well. And that is all I have for you today. Hope you learned something you didn't know before. I know I sure did. I'd heard the word Hyperborean, but I didn't know that it came from Greek mythology. As always, links to my research are included in the show notes. And again, I'll be sure to put a link to the playlist up there. Also, a link to last year's This Day in History for December 24th. Let's see if there's anything else. Alrighty, I guess we're all set. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.